Hey guys, Runners back here with another video for you guys. Now today I'm talking about Tom Clancy's Division. Now a game shown at E3 and I absolutely took a shine to it straight away. God knows why I have not done a video on it sooner. I actually only watched the E3 gameplay today, but over watching it about 5 times now, I've managed to come to some conclusions and I've decided to do a walkthrough of the gameplay and just shed my light and shed my opinion on some of the game features and just take a look at it with you guys as we go through. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And let's just say, starting off, that the opening scene for me really did hit the nail on the head. Now I thought this was absolutely awesome, combining some really cool camera effects, really cool next-gen graphics, and you can see throughout this gameplay that they're really determined to make this one of the best releases of 2014 on next-gen console. So without further ado, let's take a look at this intro.
Snow is falling down just a little bit, the world's so quiet and still. Santa's out there flying around, and it's true that if you be a good girl all year long, and it's like good.
I mean, to start off with, that small intro scene to a lot of you viewers might not mean a lot, but how they managed to incorporate a nice Christmas Eve's kind of feel to the actual first view and then to turn it into the real environment down on the street just in one single scene is really well done and really does set the scene and get me excited as a player. Now I personally enjoy the genre of dubstep, so God knows why I took a shining to that music and really did draw me into the gameplay to start with. Without further ado, let's look at some of the gameplay itself and talk you guys through it and some features which it shows and are going to be in the game, and what we can look forward to as it goes on. Key things to note right at the beginning of this gameplay is the character you can see on the screen is actually an online player. Now what this means is, straight away we can see some awesome co-op gameplay, and this is probably one of my favourite bits of the whole gameplay straight away, is the awesome map. A 3D dimensional map where you can look at key points around the map in a 3D holographic way that doesn't obscure the ground below but really does make it clear enough so you can see the map in detail. Really awesome, and I love this brand new world map view. Instead of the stereotypical looking at a piece of paper, a thing, a screen, you instead project it onto the floor all around you. A really interactive way to make this map. Now straight away we can see the awesome next gen compatibility and graphics here really to the best. The cars strewn everywhere and the scenery itself really does set this game up to be graphically intense and amazing. Now we can see the whole persona and atmosphere created by these graphics really does complement what the game is trying to get at. I mean, just this whole co-op experience right now all the way through the seamlessly evolving world is absolutely phenomenal. So with this part of the E3 gameplay, they wanted us to understand how fluent it really was to go in from playing with some co-op with friends in the seamlessly online world and how fast it can turn tits up and a mission become available to everyone on the map. This isn't just the people around, any players could actually come to this mission which randomly happens around the map, I'm assuming. As you can see, this wasn't staged at all, and this was a mission that just came up just round the corner quite luckily. And this group of players or group of friends were actually near enough to respond to it faster than any other group of people, which I think is really cool and highlights how the world is seamlessly evolving around you and how to interact with it. So here again we see the awesome info system which the world map displayed beautifully earlier on, so you can still see the environment evolving around you and still see the background play as you look straight on a holographic projection of things like that. But now let's look at this combat. This is probably one of the most impressive bits. Now, what MMOs often lack, especially I've never seen a fluent MMO on a console before, and it'd be interesting to see how they work. This is interesting to see the combat system on this game. I've always wondered what the combat system would be like on a game like this, especially a console MMO. and it does look really fluid and nice, taking into consideration the power of the gun per damage per shot and where you shoot on the body to deal damage. So as you can see, you can place down little gadgets to help you guys out, but they can be destroyed by the enemy and can be quite difficult to gain an upper hand. As you can see, not a stupid amount of enemies came out of those doors, but yeah, a decently long firefight is happening and some cool gadgets are being used, and it's just all around fun. So here we see the drone in action. Now this is a player that has just decided to come in, called Chris I believe, to come out and just help his friends. Now Chris can't actually be there in person, but using this drone he helps out just as much, meaning you don't have to actually travel across a city to help your guys out with a mission to still gain XP and bonuses from the mission itself. Chris has decided to quickly hop in with a drone and tag the enemy behind, which is an elite, which obviously represents different classes of enemies, and shows how players can use their different abilities and skills to help just as much as a gun. So as we can see here, we have the next gen graphics showing at their best, along with some of the next gen physics in this engine. As you can see, walking up the stairs really nicely there. Looking around, it really does look very destructive. But something I want to talk about, and it may seem really inconspicuous and small to some of you viewers, this is actually a really nice feature of the engine, is the ability to walk around in a human style. Now you might think, why is that important? Well, usually in a game like this, you are subject to do a really unrealistic jog everywhere all over the map. That's just for the player's aid, I suppose, to get somewhere faster, but for me I really do enjoy a realistic feel and a realistic walking around. Now as you can see with this scenery, he's actually going to read the map here, gain key points off the map to update his own system, something that's really awesome. So now players aren't going to be able to just walk past everything that they see and focus on killing the enemies in the room. Maybe seeing out certain Easter eggs or certain key points on the map for future reference is really going to help when it comes to combat and finding new and exciting missions along with new and adventurous loot. As you can see, simultaneous things do happen. Right now we've got an explosion that's just actually caused some of the world to be damaged. Now if you think this is a seamlessly open world online all the time, having things like that really does make an impact on the game and the feel it creates for the player day in, day out. Finding an MK17 SR is an awesome thing to find, I'm sure, and it really is a good weapon, as the players that are playing with him at the time agree. However, in a seamlessly online world where other players are out to gain good equipment and survive themselves, other players that are playing on the same server or on the same world as them are going to be wanting the same equipment as well. So picking up a nice weapon like this does create a problem in itself. You're going to have to be aware that people are going to want it for you. Calling for extraction, however, we get to see now what I mean about players wanting that equipment. As a group of friends, you're not going to be the only ones that are drawn to a mission. In fact, you're not going to be the only ones that are drawn to a whole range of events all over the map. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's my Vulture Venoms here. I'll see you in a bit.